right, we're about to get started. And today is all about email marketing. So using command to be emailing out your marketing, your real estate, your listings, holidays, things like that. We'll talk through both email campaigns and smart plans in command, talk about kind of our favorite ones to look at as well, and the strategy for emails. But to start off, I am Jules. I'm the one of the MCTTs here at KWB, along with my sister, Leah. And if you ever need to book an appointment with us, so you just want a one-on-one to break down any part of the KW tech, going to our internal site at kwbresources.com and clicking I need tech help in the top right corner will bring you right to our Calendly, and we can book a 30-minute appointment to really dive into that together. But for the most part today, we're going to be in command. So you can sign into command at agent.kw.com with your KW credentials. And yeah, let's start with the strategy of email marketing. So I don't know if you guys were at team meeting today, but you saw like Jeff Glover or Glover, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but is coming to our market center. He is a top realtor at Michigan. He has like a team that sells over 1,000 units per year. And we actually get our email marketing strategy from him and his team. So what that looks like, that strategy is about 2 emails a month. So one being all about your business. We like to call it a call to action email. And that is all about your real estate business. So that's like listings going on, maybe a success story, a testimonial in there. So just purely all about your real estate business, and most importantly, how to give you business. I know that seems pretty like, why would I even have to clarify how to give me business? Just reply to this email. But they've shown giving a clear call to action in your emails actually increases the likelihood of getting that referral if they are clear, knowing the instructions. Even if you write out, please reply to this email to give me a referral. So having that call to action in your call to action email is actually very powerful. And if any agents do an email, it's typically that call to action email, all about their real estate business. However, the Glover team has found, and we have found as well with our clients, that having a second email a month, all about value, substantially decreases unsubscribe rates. So that is not about your business at all. It is purely to provide your contacts value with maybe a new opening going on in Charlotte, maybe a new restaurant. Like our most recent email, we call it a value add email that we did, was all about the Whitewater Center Dog Beach that's opening up, and Valentine Backyard, the new updates there. So that email is purely to give them value, nothing about your real estate business, so that they keep along in your email journey. Because, right, I mean, people buy and sell like every 7 years. So that number of touches getting in front of them goes to 0 if they unsubscribe. So, you know, providing that second email with value really helps with that. And then it is, you know, recommended to even throw in a third email in there, whether that be a listing email or a holiday email. Those listing emails actually get a lot of clicks from what we found, which actually surprised me a little bit. But they have a really high click rate. So throwing in a listing, or if maybe you don't have a listing, even a holiday reminder as a third email per month does seem to go well with your email strategy. So we'll kind of talk through how to do these things in command today, but that's kind of the strategy that we're looking out for. And to get started, I'm actually going to go to the contact section, which is going to be that second icon on the toolbar. And as we're learning this menu bar over here, we can click that KW in the top left to expand those out so we can see what we're working with. We're going to start with the contact sections just to make sure we have a contact in there with some information. So we can add a single contact at a time by clicking add contact in the top right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add myself to command. And if you're not already added to command, I would recommend doing so. If you've already added yourself to command, maybe just search yourself up I want to make sure that you have like all the information you might need for some of these smart plans we're running today. But we can click add contact in the top right. All the contact really needs is a first name to add them to command. I have lots of Jules Basses in here, so I'm going to specify my email class. Then, you know, the 201 model, the main things that we'd want to get, and especially for today's class, those three primary items are a primary email, a primary phone number, less important for emails today, I know, and a physical address. So in regards to today, I would say email address and physical address are the two top ones to have for your contacts. So go ahead and add in your own email address so that we can maybe even send test emails to yourself today. If you would like to give it a tag, so tags in command are the way that you can group contacts together. For example, common ones as buyer and seller. But if you wanted to more so group this as a test contact or something along those lines, feel free. Just wanted to mention tags because they are very important to group your contacts together. And let me talk a little more about that because, so yeah, like tags, you can tag them like buyer. So for instance, separating your contacts, you can start hitting them with email content that is relevant for them. So if you know that they're a buyer and you tag them that way, well, we can set up an email campaign purely with buyer information. So it's hyper like relevant for them. So they get the most value possible. So that's just an example of how we can use tags. Under add more information, an additional contact information, that drop down there. One, we can add additional emails or phone numbers here, but that most importantly is that street address. So we can put in, oops. Oh, sorry. We can put in, go ahead and put in your street address if you would like, or a test one. And then click create. Oh, right. I've already added my email to command. So command does recognize duplicates based off phone number and email, which is great. So you never have to worry about like having duplicate emails in there. I need to come up with a new one, clearly. But in case that create wasn't working with you, maybe that'd be the reason. All right. Wow, this is cool. I've not seen this pop up before. You've created your first pop-up. Yay, and it mentions the 201 Club, which is pretty cool. The 201 Club, that like model of the KW. Yeah, if you have over 200 contacts in your database, you have the opportunity to build a $120,000 database. However, they're not just talking about 200 phone numbers or emails. They want fully complete contacts, meaning an email, a phone number, a physical address, and then bonus points for a home anniversary and a birthday. And that's their like 201 model thing. So awesome. Now we have a contact that's set up. So I do want them to have an email attached to them or a contact, preferably your email, so you can see these emails being sent. And then I want to show you as well that because I added my physical address in here, that it automatically knew what neighborhood that I lived in based off my physical address, which is really cool. So anytime you add a contact with their physical address, command automatically knows which neighborhood they live in. So we're going to talk about later today how easy it is to send them hyper-localized neighborhood information once or twice a month if you would like.
I never realized that it was coming from, like, that it was me sending me.
You didn't realize it was you? Did it not have your name? Like it does, you know, just a heads up. It sends with your name, but it doesn't send from like your KW email. It's like an agent mailer with some fun numbers. email. However, when they reply, you do receive.
That's not always been clear, but
Oh, like mark yourself as spam. That's funny. I think if you have done that, if you add that email address to your address book in your email, it will push it back to your inbox for you. Speaking of those settings, so that is a good thing to bring up. So if we click on our name in the top right here and go down to settings, I just want to check on a couple. One is on this page here. So again, I'm at my name and then settings. And if we scroll down to almost the bottom, we're looking out for the command email applet. And if you click manage, and let me know if I can go through these steps again, but if you can click manage to the right of it, I just want to make sure this reply to email is your business email, because any emails that you send through command, whenever they reply, this is the email it'll go back to. So make sure that's your business email, one that you check often. If not, you can click the drop down to add that in, whichever email you want, and just make sure. Yeah, no problem. It's your name at the top right, and then settings, and then scroll down near the bottom. And let me know if I can come help too. It's like near the bottom, it's a command email. Yeah, so you can see kind of what percentage that you're hitting this month. Yeah, with command as a KW agent, you do get 5,000 free emails per month. So they do reset at the beginning of every month. But that does include smart plan emails and email plans. Did you find it? And I can come out. Oh, awesome. Great stuff. No problem. That's great. All right, just want to make sure that's safe for everyone. Just click save changes if you made a change there. I will point out also on that page, manage subscription. So yeah, you do get 5,000 free emails. You can always upgrade to more at any time. So if you find that you're using way too many emails, you can manage your subscription as well, but it is a paid upgrade. Then under connect settings on the left-hand side and marketing profile, I will not go into depth on this, but, and again, where I am, I'm under my name, settings, connect settings, and marketing profile. This is just where all your information from command pulls from. So when you send emails, you'll find that like it autofills your information. And if you ever see anything incorrect on there, this is the spot to change it. So just a heads up, any changes you make, be sure to scroll to the very bottom to click save. All right. So we're actually going to start with a listing email today. And I'm going to look up a listing in the listing section. I want to show you guys that the listing section does integrate with the MLS. So you can always pull up whether that be your listings or another listing right from command. So I am at that second icon from the bottom. And just let me know if you have any questions as I go through. I can slow down. I'm at the listing section. If you have listings and you're not seeing them here, if you click on sync my MLS and walk through these steps, that will make sure that they are talking to each other. They should by default, but if you come to this page and you're like, hey, I have a listing, you may just need to refresh that sync, and it will walk you right through how to do that. I don't have any listings, obviously, so I'm gonna go over to search. I'm going to show you how you can, because even if you don't have a listing, you can promote other KWV listings. I believe there might be a form that Sabre requires you to fill out. Does someone know that for sure? Like if you want to, yeah, or even emailing out about. Okay, great. So yeah, as long as you have it in writing, you can market other KWV listings. So in case you don't have one. And how to find those in command. So I know that there's a way to find them in the MLS, but how you find them in command. So if we're under listings and search up at the top, I may recommend, well, actually let's go to filter first. So right under create new listing, we're going to go to filter. Now Yeah. Wait, where is that? Oh, wait, what's the difference between that and market center? Like, would that be the same thing? I don't know.
Market center would be this for me, they choose the listing. Maybe that's just, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Inside the listings of the market center. KWB.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just try both. Oh, wait. Okay. And if that happens, see, I think it's because I'm searching within the map. No, see? Okay, let me try it, because the first time I did it without market center exclusive. I did active, I didn't even see that market center. And I did under market center, I checked Valentine. Let's double check this is true. I'm gonna click on this listing. Okay. That's gonna work. Yeah, I went with active, so I went with an active one. And then under market center, I clicked Valentine area instead of the market center. Let me try without. That's what you're saying. Okay. Not for other people. Gotcha. So then you wouldn't, okay. So then we wouldn't want to click market center exclusive because we want to market it. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Okay. So active market center, we're going to check Valentine and apply. So that will pull up any Valentine. Hey there. Listing. So if you don't have your own, you can always pull up a pretty one from our market center and reach out to that agent and ask if you would be able to email out about it or just mark it out. I'll do this example right at the top. It's a nice one. Hey there. Oh. So I can click on that listing and I did pull up in a new tab. So I have all the listing details right from command, which is going to be the listing email I'll do today. And listing type. No, I really just pick listing status and market center. But I guess if you wanted to be more specific about, like, if you want an open house or something. And apply filters, yep. And be sure just to like click on the property and it will open up all the details and we can see that that market center is actually us. It's not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, those should be it. Those should be it. Awesome. Yeah, definitely. So we are working, for those of you who just joined us, we are working on a listing email. So an example of a listing email you could be sending out. And we did just pull up a listing in that listing section. We can do that from designs too. All right, so once we have that, so primarily with emails in general, we'll be creating the email from the design section and we'll be sending it out to the campaign section. And I'll walk you through that. So let's start in the design section. And again, as we're learning this toolbar, we can click on that KW and expand that out. And I'm going to go to the design section in a new tab. Now, when you click on designs, it may not look like this. No worries. These are my current designs I've been working on. So if it's blank, that's totally normal. And to create an email design, we're going to click on Create Design in the top right corner. And because this is an email, we're going to click Email. And it is very important that you click Email here instead of these other options because they would give you different options. And then click Next. Now, there's a ton of templates in here, and I would recommend, if you haven't already, kind of just like scrolling through them just to see what all is available for you. So you're never having to recreate something already out there. But we can also use the search bar in the top left here. So if we wanted to do like a just listed, for example, that will bring up some options. Maybe it's an open house. You can put that in as well. And then it will pull up some options for you to use for that listing. I'm going to click on this first one here, and clicking on any of them will allow you to start using that right away. Clicking and then clicking next. And please let me know at any time if I can go back and I can go through stuff. Yeah, please. No worries. Oh, the Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
It is, it's what? It's I think it's, yeah, capital BANC 350 exclamation. Absolutely. Thank you, it's my mom's. And can I steal all her clothes? A different language? Like your command? Oh, okay, yes, that is normal. That is like a placeholder for real words. It's like Latin. Yeah, it's like Latin. It's like a placeholder for where they want you to put words, and instead of putting English words, they put those. I don't know. I think it's pretty wild. So, okay, for this email design, I personally recommend coming up to the top left and changing the title. No one really sees this, but for your organization purposes, it would be nice just to know what listing that you're working on. So this is the listing I'm going to have here. And then we're going to start editing this design. So working with email designs, they kind of have very similar steps in regards to editing the elements on there. Now, I will recommend to look out for table cells. We don't want to click on table cells, and this can get a little finicky. I do know. So like TD is a table cell as well. We want to be sure if we want to edit anything, we're looking for text or image primarily, or a button at the bottom. But you'll see that we want it to say text when it hovers over and not TD. So those are table cells that command has used to like center this format. But that gets really finicky and confusing when you work on these. I know that. So for example, this, I'm not going to click yet, not clicking. It's a table cell still. Okay, it says image when I highlight it and you see it like around. So now if I click on it, that pencil icon will appear. And we're going to edit on the right-hand side here. I go through those steps again. Does that make sense for everyone? Okay. So let's start with that image here. So we can click replace. Now it's first going to come to my images. So these are any images I personally uploaded to command. If you don't see that there, no worries. But let's go over to listing images so that we can pull in those listing images from our listing very easily. I just want to show you guys, though, we can also add images. So if you have that on your computer, just know you can do that. But of course, we're doing a listing, so I'm going to do listing images. Oh, no worries. It's right under like that gray. So we can put in that address there. Yeah, it makes it easier to work with, these designs. That's my favorite part, honestly, about designs in Command versus like Canva or any other design platform is that it's integrated with these listings. And Canva not. So once you find your listing, we can click on View. We'll open all the pictures up right away. And you can pick any image that you want. Maybe, that first image is very common. Maybe they have a pool that you want to show off. Just click on it and then click replace. Don't panic if it doesn't appear here. It's not saved yet. So we just want it to appear on the right-hand side first. And we can link it to something if you would like, just a heads up, but it does have a button that will probably link it to instead. But I just want to show you all the options. And then we're going to click done to get that to appear on the left-hand side. And I know that's kind of like counterintuitive, like save is right up there, which makes things really confusing to me. But we want to click done in order to get that to appear on the left-hand side. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So click on image, make sure when you're hovering, it says image, and then the pencil icon. Those will be very popular steps when we're working on this. that pencil icon to edit. Then replace right underneath that image section. Go over to listing images on this top white toolbar. And we can search for that by address. Just a heads up, that search by allows you to do it by a couple things. So if you don't know that. And then once you search by that address, click search. Click on view when you do find your listing to like open that up. And then from here, like you can click on any image, maybe that first one, but click on the image first and then click replace at the bottom. And that will get it to appear on the right-hand side, but you have to click done to get it to appear on your email. All right, moving right along. We're going to do the text now. So I want to make sure when I hover over, it says text. I'm going to click on it and that pencil icon will appear. That lets us know we can start editing. So this is where we can actually put in that address name or street address. Now, I think when I click done, it's going to make the font turn this color, but we'll find out. No, it didn't. Okay, well, that's good to know. I did add a space there. I think I might have done that. So I'm going to click on that element again. Click that. Yeah, you sure did. And see how I like have an extra space in there that kind of dropped it down. But if I back it up and click done, perfect. Upload it. Good with everyone? And then going through the rest of these elements, very similar steps, right? We're going to click on text icon. We're going to click to edit it. Put in that amount. So it might be nice to have that listing information on another tab so we can pull that in. 724. Click done. Just a heads up though, any changes you're making here in this section on the right-hand side, so if you want to change, like the underline it, make it a little bigger, any of those changes, clicking done will get them to appear. So you can make the format changes as well in that right-hand side. Moving on to the beds and baths. We got 5 baths. Whoa.
Looking at 2 half baths.
Yeah, how do you put that in there? Like 3/2? How do you put like 2 half baths?
Usually do 5.
3.5? Yeah.
And if you put this on the shelf, I have tried not to find this. Get the right of the order.
The R? Yeah. Oh, I see. I know how to do that on a Mac. That is not a Mac. Yeah, so I know like with these computers, you have to have a number pad like that to do it on you have a number pad? Oh, well then a lot of times I know that agents will like Google the R and then like copy and paste it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have done that.
Oh. Can you like look up like Realtor R and black? Oh. Man, yeah. That's the only way I know that agents do it other than, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not me.
No, yeah, it's not you. Yeah, and for 5 years. To think, yeah. To think that it's yeah, it's definitely not you. If you do have a Mac, I think it's option R, which Macs make it a little easier. The Realtor R, like the trademark R. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say I haven't either. So
Just write it out.
yeah, yeah, three bath. Yeah, I like that. 3 point.
But there's 2.
Yeah, there's 2 though.
I think
It's 3 full baths and 2. Yeah, I don't know. But oh gosh. Oops. Okay. And then we'll do 2 half bath. That's a big house. And square footage. And 34. All right, click done. Next, this crazy text here is prompting for the property address or property description, I mean. So it's nice that right from the listing section here, I can copy that as well. Just a heads up too, on your consumer site, so on your website, and if you're not sure what your website is, you can always find that. Let me make sure I have this address here. You can always find your website URL by going under consumer. And it should be right up top for you to click on, so you can open that up just in case you're wondering what your website URL is. The only reason I bring this up is because there's a button at the bottom, and I do like to bring them back to your site so that they can see all the property details as well as continue searching on your website. So to do that, we're going to go to your website and we're going to type in that property address right here. You click search, or you can click right on the address. That's going to bring me right to the address page. If you did instead just click search. Oh, well, that worked too, actually. So that will bring you right to a website page of your property. So it gives all the details here. It gives the property description. It's actually a really cool page for your website. Shows where they are on a map, like the CMA, what locals have to say. So it is a cool site to, your website is one to connect it back to. However, just wanted to show too that if you were to look up your address, you could pull the property address right from your website as well. So if we highlight that and copy it, we'll go back into command, where that is. Hover over text. We're going to click that pencil icon, same steps, and paste that right in and click done. It did seem to stick with that coloring. So this is a good example of how if you make the changes to the coloring here and click done, right, that will make it appear on the left-hand side as well. So any format changes can be done on the right-hand side too. Just to kind of move us along this design, I'm just going to delete this bottom part here. This is a good spot for a call to action though. If you do want to say contact me for a private showing. But to show you how you can delete elements off this design as well, it's clicking on it, and instead of that pencil icon, we're going to click the trash can. Of course, we can add in more images, same kind of steps with finding that listing image there. So clicking on that pencil icon, replace, finding that as your listing. And clicking done would add that in. I'm going to just go move us along too. I'm going to delete these and move us right to the button. So that's what I really like to have on a design in general. If you're ever doing a custom email design, an image at the top with words beneath it to explain it a bit more in a button so that they have a clear call to action. Even if they miss their call to action within the verbiage, they have a clear one with a button. So we can click, make sure when you're hovering over, it says button. You can click on it, pencil icon. You can't change what it says. So instead of view listing, you can change it to something else like learn more, see more details. But we want to link that too. So you can do it to a landing page. We're going to connect it to our web address. So collect web address. And we'll be able to paste that URL right here. So we can go back to our website, take this URL from the top. You can highlight all, right click and click copy too. And then we're going to go back into our email design and paste this in and click done. Right, that will hyperlink that button. So when they click on view listings, they go right to your site to view the listing further, and they can search on your site more. Now, as I scroll down here, you'll see that there are these merge fields, or what they're called. They won't send like this. This is going to fill in with your actual information here. But if you want to, we can click on options in the top right and click preview so that you can actually see, that information pulled in here so that you can feel comfortable sending that out. I will also say that up by options, we can do send test email. I highly, highly recommend if you send any emails from command to always send yourself a test email so you can make sure that they are receiving exactly what you envisioned. However, clicking save in the top right, we'll save it. And clicking the X in the top right will bring us out of it. I always like clicking save changes an extra time just to make myself feel better. And you should see now that design in your design section of command, which is great because one, as well, when you have a new listing, for example, we can come to designs and we can click on those three dots and make a copy if we would like. So we don't have to go reinventing. We of course switch out all the information, but just to show you there. Now, how to actually send this out? We're going to go to the campaign section, which is that megaphone icon on the left-hand side. Now, when you click on that campaign section, you are like by default brought to this dashboard of all campaigns. I kind of like to go over to emails on that top toolbar just to kind of see what all I have going. So this would show you anything you have drafted, anything you've mailed out in the past. I can click create campaign in the top right to get started. However, actually before that, and we can do this in the campaign section. So if you've already clicked there, no worries. But if you click on email lists as well, and if I need to go back to show you where that is, it's campaigns, emails, and email lists right here. This is any email list you're creating in command based off your command contacts. So to show you, like to create a list, we can do create lists in your top right. And you can give that a name. So let's say you're creating a list of all buyers to send out buyer relevant information, or all sellers. If this is more, or even if you have agents that you want to be sending out for brokers open and you wanted to create a list of all agents in here, you can create lists based off tags, which is another reason why tags are so important. However, if you just wanted to create an all contacts list, this is very misleading and very important. So if you have over 100 contacts in your database and you're trying to create an all contacts list, you need to first give it a name, all contacts, and then scroll down. I'll be a bad example because I don't have over 100 contacts in my database. But if you did, it would say load more. And you have to click load more and keep loading more until you're seeing all your contacts until before you select all. Because if you select all, it will only select 100 contacts, and you're going to be like, I only have 100, or I have more than 100 contacts in there. So instead, scroll to the bottom, and you may have to do this a couple clicks based on how many contacts are in there. But if you do load more and keep loading more until you see all your contacts, and then scroll all the way back to the top and click select all, that will actually select all your contacts. I know that's not super user friendly. I've reached out to KW Super. All right, any questions on that? All right, click and confirm. We'll set that up. If you wanted to as well, to create a list with just yourself on it, you can, of course, always send yourself a test email, but if you wanted to full 9 send yourself a test only, you maybe want to set up a list name called test, search for yourself. I'm right at top. And click confirm. That way, when we do a email test today, if you wanted to select like yourself as an email list and send it like full practice mode, you can. So if you want, set that up, a test one. All right. Now I'm going to go back to emails. That's my email dashboard. I can click create campaign in the top right to start the send out process. Of course, this is an email, so we're going to click on email. And let's give this a name. So it needs a name and a goal. No one sees this except you. So this is purely for your organization purposes, so you know what you're sending out. And a goal. So this is a listing one. I'm going to advertise that listing and click create campaign. All right, and then sending it out is just going through these steps 1 through 6 to send that out. So first, that's that campaign name that we just set up. That doesn't need to be changed. The account, so this is whoever is going to reply back. When they reply, this is the account it will reply to. Then recipient list. So we can create a list here, but we can also look for our list that we just set up. So maybe if you want to select yourself as the test today to send that out. Then we can put in a subject. So like, check out this brand new, stunning listing. And then we can select the design. So under 6, under content, we are going to click select design. And that's going to search for any of my templates. And it's only going to search for your email design templates. So if you create a social post, you won't see them here. So then we can click on that design. It does allow you to make further edits if we would like. I kind of like this extra screen here so I can preview it one more time to make sure that looks good to me. And then I can click the X to move me out of here. And then you should see that preview on the right-hand side. Just a heads up from this screen here, the email preview under actions, you can also send a test email and that will send with the subject as well. So you can see that like full send. And at that point, we can either send it right away or we can either schedule that out. So we can pick a certain day and time that we want that to be scheduled out, maybe when it goes live. And click schedule. That would be scheduled out to be sent to your contact or your contact list, your recipient list at that time. Any questions on that process of the campaign? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and save it as a draft. If you do save it as a draft, how you would find that email again is when you go to campaigns, again, that megaphone icon, default to this dashboard. You can click on emails at the top though to bring us to our email dashboard. And if I click the 3 dots to the far right of the listing or of the email name, I can click to edit that campaign, or I can even duplicate it so I don't have to redo it. All right. So that was sending out from the campaign section. Now we're going to dive a little bit into the smart plan section, which also sends emails. And to differentiate the two, so email campaigns are great for one-off emails or emails that you need to schedule on a certain day. So for example, like a holiday email would be great for email campaign because it's a one-off, like on a certain day kind of email. Smart plans, however, are like an email campaign where they're a series of emails and they are duration based. So like you send an email and then 5 days later, you can make it send another email instead of like on a certain date. On top of it, smart plans go a bit beyond sending emails. So smart plans have the ability to automate text messages as well, and like call reminders and task reminders for yourself. So they go a bit and beyond the automated emails, which I know we'll be focusing more on today, but just to differentiate the two of smart plans and email campaigns. So that smart plan section is going to be that list with a gear icon here. Let's go ahead and go there. Now, I believe now when Scott Leroy sets up agents, they do add like the KW ones, but I'm still going to walk through how to find that in case that's not the case for you. So under my smart plan, these are my current like active smart plans for me. I can click on library though at the top toolbar there to search for other smart plans. So right under featured, you will see KW created smart plans. These are the most popular smart plans for sure. However, in the library, you can find other smart plans other agents create, other staff members that they publish out for other agents to use. So just more of a heads up, like if you don't find a smart plan that you're looking for, you can search for a specific smart plan and see if that's out there. You can create your own. I'll show you where you can do that. For the Keller Williams one, so the ones that I'm looking for, so there's bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. And then if you use those like, yeah, thank you. I cannot think of the name. If you use those arrows to the right, you'll also find a monthly neighborhood nurture. They send the exact same thing. It's just a frequency difference. So this was once a month, the monthly neighborhood nurture, and the bi-weekly is twice a month or every other week. I may suggest, you know, based off my strategy I talked about at the beginning, having the monthly neighborhood, the one monthly neighborhood as the value add kind of email, because people really do find value in looking at their neighborhood stats. So if we click add smart plan on the below my monthly neighborhood nurture and click download to add that to my smart plans. If it's grayed out, it just means it's already in there. So no panic. While we're in the library, there's also another one I want you to add. Now, when we add these to your smart plan section, no one starts receiving anything like automatically. We have to add contacts to these smart plans for it to send out. Yeah. It's probably already in your library, so no worries. The other one is going to be called, so in the search bar, if you could type in Kimber Walton. Which one? Yeah. Sorry. So if you search Kimber Walton, and I'm under library here, and I put that in the search bar, Kimber Walton. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll show you that in a second. There's not the monthly neighborhood nurture, you don't really edit. That's the contact section it pulls from. I'll show you exactly what that looks like. But while we're in the library here, I just want to pull up the Kimber Walton one. Because this is a great monthly email, kind of like the call to action. This is kind of like a good call to action email. It's a monthly kind of generic email. I'll show you exactly what's in there. But I do want you to go ahead and the 36 touch part 1, click download or add smart plan below part 1. And it will make you download all the parts. So download part 3, download part 2, and then download part 1. And I'm going to show you what this is. And again, no one starts receiving anything in your database. I just want it to be in your library. No, the touch one, the 36 touch. Yeah, part 1. And that should like prompt you to download all parts. Awesome. And once you have those downloaded, we're going to go back to My Smart Plans instead of library at the top there, the My Smart Plans. If you just downloaded that Kimber Walton, that should be right at the top for you to see. If not, you can also search for it. So I'm going to start with that Kimber Walton one just to show you what that is. So right, it has 3 parts. Let's start with part 1. To open up a smart plan, we're going to first find that smart plan, and to the far right of that smart plan name, we're going to click the pencil icon to edit it. And that will kind of open it up so we can see what it's doing. So what this smart plan does is sends an email every month. So first one is 4 frequently asked buyer questions. And you'll see like under email type and email content, if you click the 3 dots, you can preview the design. So this is like what is created for you. So 4 frequently asked buyer questions already set up for you. It auto fills with all your information, so you don't have to make any updates. It's just like ready to go for you. And click the X to get out of preview mode here. And then it's going to wait 30 days. And it's going to send another email, like a what's my homework email. Yeah. That is all pulled in by your marketing profile. So if this right here will actually update with your website and your agent phone here. And even too, if you wanted to add yourself as a contact, there's a few ways you can add yourself as a contact. Right from here, if you click add contact here, you could go ahead and set yourself up on this plan so you can start seeing those come in. So you feel comfortable with like the content it's sending. So when anybody asks, you're not like, what? I sent you that? So you can go ahead and add yourself here. I'll show you a few ways you can add contacts to a smart plan, but you can add one at a time right here. So it's going to the wait 30 more days after that one for frequently asked seller questions. And then the last step of this part 1 is to automatically move them to that part 2. So it will move them automatically to that next smart plan with 3 more real estate emails. So with those Kimber Walton ones, just so you know, once you add contacts to part 1, you do not have to do anything for 270 days. Because once you add them to part 1, they will automatically move to part 2. The last step of part 2 automatically moves them to part 3. And then the last step of part 3 is a task reminder for you to go re-add them to part 1 if you want it to restart over. But in regards to your processes, adding contacts to part 1 for 270 days, they start receiving an email every month. So it's already set up for you, or like, are you trying to open it more? Yeah, it's automatic. So it automatically moves them along to all 3 parts. And just the last step of part 3 is a task reminder for you to re-add them to part 1 if you want it to start over. But yeah, you don't have to do anything. It automatically moves them right through those. If you would like, though, to, click on the pencil icon to the far right of part 2, for example, to see, these more email designs. I think they're great. I think they're a great generic, like top of mind monthly real estate touches. I really do. I like them. With the library, yeah, the KW smart plans is my top recommended because you don't have to edit them, like they're ready to go for any agent, versus typically not Kimber Walton, luckily, because this is why she created it for other agents. But a lot of times in the library, because they're produced by other agents, they'll put their information in there. So it's very crucial that you always, anytime you add a smart plan from the library, to always edit it to make sure that you don't have to put in your information, and that it's not made for another agent completely. But in regards to the top smart plans I'd recommend, the monthly neighborhood nurture, I'm excited to jump into that here, but these Keller Williams ones right under featured are the ones I recommend. But in regards to auto emails, the monthly neighborhood nurture is the only smart plan for KW that actually emails something out. Like the other smart plans, like the 8x8, you'll see there's a task to go email, but it doesn't go email automatically. That's why I really like the monthly neighborhood. Yeah. That's why I really like that monthly neighborhood nurture. So let's talk about that monthly neighborhood nurture. So the monthly neighborhood nurture, and if you search for that one in your database, or in your smart plans, just make sure you have it. You'll actually see if you click the pencil icon, you can't really edit it. There's not anything to edit here. It just lets you know that it sends a monthly neighborhood nurture report every 30 days and repeats unlimited times. So what is it actually sending? Let's actually go to the contact section to see that. So there are 2 things a contact needs to receive the monthly neighborhood nurture. One, an email address, obviously, is an email. But the second is either a physical address or a neighborhood. And the reason I say that, and I'm going to show you. So this contact I created at the beginning. So it has an email, perfect. And then I did add a physical, I knew their physical address, where they live. And because I added that to the contact record, and if you need to edit a contact record, you could always click that pencil icon to add that in. If you add a physical address, Command automatically knows what neighborhood they live in, and you'll see that pulls right up by primary neighborhoods. Now, alternatively, if you don't know their address, or let's say you're at the grocery store and you're talking to a buyer, and they're like, I'm interested in Hunter Oaks, and just list out neighborhoods. You can also come to a contact profile and click Add Neighborhood manually to the contact. So you don't need to have a physical address, but it needs to have a neighborhood. If I click Add Neighborhood, I can search by that by name. And click it when I find it. You can also find that on a map. So in case you're not seeing that by name, just a heads up, you can find it on a map. So either way, whether you add a physical address or manually add a neighborhood, it just needs to have a neighborhood. I'm going to click preview here at the bottom of this little map. And this is essentially what it sends them once a month. So it sends them a mini breakdown, CMA, of their neighborhood, the average home price, what locals have to say about it. They can see a market snapshot, so current stats and sold stats if they have them. If there are active properties in the neighborhood, those would show up here. Locals have to say about it. They can put in their place of work and calculate commute time, nearby schools, places based off Yelp. And they can even search for nearby neighborhoods right at the bottom. So again, this would automatically send to them once a month, once you set them up on the smart plan, and it's super valuable. I have an agent who set me up on this plan, and I always look at this email when it gets sent to me because I honestly want to know what's going on in my neighborhood. So it is super valuable to have that in there, or to have that set up for your contacts. So now let's talk about finally how to add contacts to that smart plan. So again, there are a couple ways to go about this. So we can add one contact to a smart plan at a time by like searching for your contact. When you click on a contact, that's what gets me to this contact profile page. And on the right-hand side, I'll see the smart plan's name right at top on that top toolbar. And I can click to add to smart plan. Let's look for that monthly neighborhood nurture since it's not on the top for me. And click select. So I can choose to start that now or start on a following date. So maybe if you're choosing to, set up both the monthly neighborhood nurture and that Kimber Walton one, maybe starting one today and starting another one in like 15 days. So it gives a nice distance between the two. But clicking confirm, like if I click to start now, clicking confirm will trigger that email to be sent. Let's see. I clicked add to the smart plan. I selected a smart plan. Like if I'm doing the monthly, I do have to I have to search for that and then click select. And then from this screen to start now or start on a date, if you click, is it grayed out like the confirm? I can come over. This is.
So, right, I'm on my contact in smart plan.
Okay, awesome.
So I just wanted to, so are these added? Did I already add them and I didn't even realize it?
Yeah, yep, exactly. So you may receive like those emails together now. So if you were to do that for like maybe your contacts, if you wanted to set this up, like starting one today and then maybe starting the Kimber Walton one on the 25th so that they kind of they don't appear in the inbox at the same time. So just an idea like for the strategy. Exactly. Yeah, like the timing will be like staggered.
If I have them, I have a few, and I put multiple, will it send out different market data to each one?
No, it will send them all in like a summary way in a combined email. So they'll be able to Like it will send them a CMA of one neighborhood, and then it will say explore neighborhood to bring them to your site. And then it will do the next neighborhood. So it kind of all be in one. So they can have multiple neighborhoods attached if they're interested in multiple. But just a heads up, like at the bottom, they can search by nearby neighborhoods. Just, you know, so you don't have to do the close by ones per se.
Yeah. Because I thought it was just give it, because I had my clients who were from out of state. I wanted, they weren't sure what area, so I was just sending.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I do like that. There also is like, this is kind of a tangent, but like a safe search and command for, wait, are they moving here? Okay, well then I guess most agents do the safe search in the MLS. Really?
I don't read. I don't read.
Really? That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, it's a great resource, your website.
And it tells you to look at and
Yes.
click it. And it's kind of, you know, comfort.
Right. I think that's so cool that you can see all that. I think it's so helpful for your engagement. Yeah, that's great. So the last way to go about adding contacts to a smart plan. So this is the in bulk way, like if you want to add all your contacts to a smart plan, for instance. So you can add contacts 500 at a time to a smart plan. The first thing you'd want to do this is click the show, yours might say 1 of 10, to show the most at a time, which is going to be 500. So yeah, we can do this at 500 contacts at a time. So show, click that to 500. Then once we click the top toolbar, that will select all. So it'll select all 500. And anytime we select a check mark in general, this select bulk action will appear. And we can do lots of things in bulk. But of course, the one we're looking at today is going to be add the smart plan. And then the same kind of steps here. We would just look for our smart plan, click select. It will pop up, which I think this is very helpful, like especially because it gives us an export option here. Any contacts that would have missing information. So those 2 items that you need, the missing neighborhood or missing email, it lets you know which contacts would not be able to be on this plan. So if you wanted to export that and give yourself a good list for people to update, I do like that feature. I would remove the contacts with errors. I mean, they wouldn't receive anything if they don't have an email or a neighborhood. So I would remove the contacts with errors. And then same thing here, start all now or start on a following date. You can set that up, but you can set that up for 500 contacts at a time. So let me know if you want me to go through those steps again. That would be the main way I would add contacts to a smart plan probably. All right. Any questions in general on emails? Ooh, I did see something I want to note, which I think is very misleading. Your select bulk action, this add to email list, does not mean your command email list. It's talking about MailChimp. Yeah, so just so you know, you can't make email lists in the contact section. The way I showed earlier in the campaign section is how you would go about that. Ooh, yes.
That's not related.
Yeah, and you can also in the 3 dots to the far right,
Yeah.
export like all mailing labels.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could do that in a couple ways.
I followed each thing and everything of creating a campaign, for postcard.
Yeah.
And I created the template and everything, and then it has it in with a few days. Apparently, they mail them out, and it says, okay, pay whatever, on the ballot. So who would get that mail?
Real mailers. So Command works with real mailers to send out postcards, which is a really cool function. Command does have the ability to, like, you can circle a neighborhood that you're farming, and it knows all the postage. It does the postage and send out for you, right from Command. So it is a really cool feature. Yeah, it's typically wow, I forgot a number. I know, right? Maybe. Or actually, honestly, I could just pull it up right here.
hoodie.
Mhm.
You can you put it somewhere, find something. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And I'm like, what if I get some more? Maybe it's like the more, I'm gonna say, I'm more than money. Well, it's like $200.
I mean, I love the RSP. Because they're just easy and I know how to use it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know actually if this is for, let me see if this is for, I see.
Like, I would say, anywhere, like dollar to dollar.
Okay, I think this depends on the size. And yeah, I'm gonna just pull, oh, wait. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it looks like for 4x6s, 200 is 144, so 72 cents per. And then let's see, 6x9 is 91 cents per. Well, that's standard, and then 96 for first class. Standard sends out then 7 to 14 business days, and first class is 4 to 6 business days. So that's 6x9, so 192 for 200. And then there is a 6x9 option. We use Command for our postcards. Yeah, you can pick your own pictures. You can also like upload a design from like Canva too. Yeah, which is really cool. You like connect it to a landing page that you set up as well. So yeah, there's a couple options. So this is a 6x11, so that's $1 per, or for first class $1.27. And then like in regards to the content, you can use like a template or like an uploaded design. Like we always use Canva and upload designs from there for our clients. So we do postcards as well. So if you ever want to leverage out a postcard, we can help with that. We send out postcards, as well as email. I know our class was on emails. That's kind of our bread and butter, actually. We do email marketing as well. So if you ever want to book an appointment and talk about our email marketing strategies and what we do and leverage that. Absolutely. Yeah. I think typically agentstore.com is the place to go for that. Generic. I don't know.
If you Google Keller Williams business cards, there are a lot of really great templates out there on other sites. And I would just recommend you look at those awesome search for even for
and while we're on business cards as well, in regards to your website URL, just a reminder, if you are using the command web or your KW subdomain, it does not work with www dot in front of it, which I think is sometimes confusing. And just a reminder of the .kw.com at the end. Sometimes agents miss that. That does not apply if you have a custom domain. Any other questions?
Yeah. Testimonial. I know before you time pass, you said that it doesn't automatically go. Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, I would recommend just. You should get a notification when someone submits a testimonial on your site, so you know that they've submitted that. And that might be your like notification for you to just email Scott and say, can you reconfigure my testimonials? They can add 12. I mean, if you have over 12, you may need to specify which one, but.
So can we also do a great hour? I don't have it on my website, but I have.
Oh, okay. In that case, like, yeah, I mean, I think Scott does that too still. Like if you send him the page with all your reviews, like the URL and then your command login, they can submit those URLs on, or those testimonials on your site and get them to display for you. Yeah, definitely. And if you need their email again, you got their email. You got it. Amazing. No, thanks. Oh, shucks. Yeah. Just refer them out, but yeah. Yeah, and then I guess in general, I know that you asked like as well, like if you could create smart plans. Yeah, you can. Like in the smart plan section, under my smart plans, if you go up to create in the top right, you can create a fully custom one. It's a more, so I would more recommend like giving your like a game plan in place, like even if you wrote down like what you want each step to be, so that you have more vision for when you go to create it. Chat GPT is also a great tool if you need some help with content creation ideas. Yeah, I mean, these are all the steps that you can include in your smart plan. So that's why I mean that it kind of goes above and beyond emails, because you can also send a text. If you have Twilio, that would automatically send. When you add this option, you will see now it can create a text task. So even if you don't have Twilio, but you still want to use that in your marketing, you can just more so be reminded to do that. And then you like, typically when you set up these items, so we would do a send a text step, like, hey, so nice to meet you. Then we would want to set a delay of a few days, maybe, depending on how hot the lead is, maybe. And then we could send them an email after a few days. So that's like, you can kind of combine a few things to really set up like a full campaign. So maybe this email is like, here is my website in case you want to search for schools. My site can search for schools. You set another delay, and then maybe you have a call notification to reach out with a call. I know creating smart plans is a whole beast in itself. So if you'd like to book an appointment, we can like do that together. But I would maybe recommend having like a game plan or a vision and set. Yeah, but it is out there if you want to do it. So it is good to know. So everyone played around with Chat GPT or take it. It's a good one. And especially with emails, I love it.
So like,
Chat GPT.
Write me an Instagram post about, send it out, copy paste, bam. Seriously.
It is so fun.
So.
Wow.
I
like that. Whoa. I wondered how.
It's like going to court.
Wow. Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was really concerned about, yeah, how that would work in schools, because how do you check?
It's gonna be hard. Write me an essay. Write me
Yeah.
a word essay about,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
But so the colleges are now employing people to write programs
to
that
tell,
look for whatever it
check,
is,
yeah.
not literate and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
So interesting.
But it's for like, like I put
Mhm.
I said,
Mhm.
So that how when I
Gotcha. You can do that on your end.
Okay.
So in the contact section,
right.
wow, I have a lot of tabs.
I said, write an Instagram post for boutique, like they should do their companies.
Oh, yeah, I see. Because yeah, you're getting the option. So if you search for that contact and click on it, the 3 dots will allow you to resubscribe it.
Yeah, it's
Good question.
No,
Yeah,
chat,
definitely.
she-
Yeah, chat.
People chat, but they have to sign in. at the bottom, click login with Google, and then when it pulls up your email address, some two things about what you know. I pick my page over here and it opens up that page right there. And then you start typing in the bottom, and on the black side there, it'll save all the different things that you ask it to write, and it will learn, it learns how you talk. So like for this one, are you all that?
No,
not
this
at
is,
all.
yeah, this is a brand new tool. This is great.
I haven't.
You know, open AI one,
Yeah.
and then when you do it, I do, act like I'm a real estate.
Yep.
Like you're a real
Yeah.
estate, like,
Nice.
the language that a real estate agent would talk.
Yeah, write up
Does
this
that.
presentation for an agent who is filling that. Write me a new property description for a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,400 square foot.
Yep.
And then it spits it out. And then in the bottom, you can say, okay, but make it funny, or add a garage, add a pool.
Yeah, like-
And the more you fill, the more it rewrites it, and eventually you're like, that's exactly what I would have gotten to.
Yeah, like a lot of people are using it for property descriptions. So they're like, act as a real estate professional, write me a property description, and just put out as much info as you can. And it will write one out for you. You can even then come back and say, all right, rewrite this in 1,000 character. What's the MLS?
You have.
Right.
I sent it to them. I said, I have to get more content now. Also, I got like, wow.
I got landscapers sometimes.
I know, girls.
Right? Then I could say, rewrite this in 1,000 characters or less, or whatever the MLS has. And then you can even be like, all right, now rewrite this as an email.
And if you don't like it, when it stops generating, it will have a button to regenerate.
Yeah, right there.
And it will kind of
Like
redo
redo
it.
it,
the
start
same
over.
information.
So yeah, give you a
If you want it
subject.
short, it's short. I'll put write a short social media post about top 3 current deals. For a seller.
Give me 5 reasons
If
why.
you don't, you see somebody with a picture and something this long, they did not write it. Baby, back me up.
You know what's funny? I saw like on a property description, it said they clearly copied and pasted and it said regenerate, really like at the end, and I was like,
No, they.
right, same. I'm bad at verbiage, so this was really great for me.
I'm in here. KW for a minute to do a change, the training on turning.
Good. Okay, I've been listening.
So, you was telling us about, he gave us all these different extensions that they use, that, the company, they know, they can pick up a robot, you know, like.
Right, right. Oh, right.
The lawyer.
Things were about me, and then it spit out the thing, and I was like.
Yeah.
And you have to double check, sometimes it's not always accurate, it brings out.
Take that out, and now if I go to my house, with her, like,
Right, right.
The lawyer was sitting there telling all this stuff, but his facts was wrong.
And he didn't.
But the judge, everybody's looking at
I can't get over a lawyer. Like maybe not you judging.
Whatever they said.
Yeah, that's so funny.
So that's why it's cool. That's the sort of thing.